Hello everybody again. This is now the third week of my laptop wall-mounted desk build. And I know originally I had said that I was just thinking it was going to be a 2 or 3 week build. But I'm now thinking it may go up to a 4 week. It depends on how much I get done today before I leave for work. So let me show you what I'm going to do and then show you me doing it. And then I can tell you what I did and we can finish off this video. So on my wall pieces here, there we go. Down on the bottom here, I have slightly more material and it's slightly wider than on the top. You can sort of see. There we go. It's not a nice smooth edge. So what I'm going to do is set up the table saw and get it so I just knock off a little bit on that edge, and then I'll run through both of these boards, this board, the back wall. Shelves probably won't need it, but I'll just, there we go. I'll double check, make sure the shelves don't need to be shortened at all. And then once that is done, I will, and this is probably where I will end up for the day, I will glue, well no, first I guess I'll have to route. I'll route the edges on both of those, and then possibly on the front of the shelf, probably not though. But I'll get the edges routed on there, and then I will glue these together tonight, or today when I'm gone at work, I'll have those gluing. And this way, next time I get a chance to work, which will either be tomorrow or the day after more than likely, I will be able to measure inside to inside, cut the main base down just a little bit, and then route these and glue these underneath there. So there's not a lot that needs to get done. There we go. There we go. There's not a lot that needs to get done, but I just have to actually get a bit of time that I can work on it, along with some of the other projects that I've got going on in my life. So, without further ado, let's get cutting. As you can see, I had a big chunk of this material fly off as I was cutting it, cutting something wrong. So I now have some more details to figure out. I can either try cutting it back, here we go, to where that lip is, or what I may end up doing, or what I'll try doing first probably, is I will take this chunk that broke off and flew away, and I'll glue that in place, and then I'll grab, well, first I guess I'll cut the other side and see if that cuts any better, and then I will use the scroll saw on this piece that broke off and just trim from there to here, see how that looks. If that doesn't seem like it's really going to work, then I guess I will end up having to trim this whole unit back a little bit. And if I have issues again cutting this other piece, then I think I may just cut it all on the scroll saw and just sand to get that a nice straight edge. But if I do have to do that, then I have to trim the shelf supports and then the shelves down as well. So gonna figure out that, and then I'll get some more cutting done. this would be a very short piece if I just did it what I got done today. Wasn't expecting this to happen. So because that did happen, and I've now got to glue that together so I can cut it out differently, I've decided to change things around a bit. I'm just going to sand the edges, and I'll do that once it's all done instead of routing them. The shelf itself is actually going to stick out a little bit, and I'll sand that. There we go. I'll sand that a bit. There it is about. Yeah, I shall round this off a little bit, but the monitor that's going to be standing on top of this shelf needs all of this further stand. So I'm just going to leave it like that. I'll probably round this edge and then the bottom side of it so I can match up into this, possibly put some sort of plug right there to round that off as well so it looks a little more finished. And then once I get this piece cut up and all, I will glue that side on as well, that I can then measure across from there to whatever inside of there, that I can then cut this piece to fit neatly inside of that. So for now I shall say goodbye and see you next time, but that should be in just a matter of seconds in this video, because I'm going to piece today's work and tomorrow day after's work together into one video, so it's not quite as short. So I'll see you guys in just a couple of seconds. So it's now 2 days after the shot that you had just seen, and I've got some more time to work on my display or my desk here. First thing I'm going to end up doing is cutting this off on the scroll saw and then sanding it down so that that's nice and flush. In which case I can then glue that onto here, glue these shelves into place, and then while that is all gluing up and drying, I can measure inside dimensions, trim this piece down, knock these apart, and glue them underneath. And then all that'll be left will be gluing this strip here onto the edge of these and then pegging that together. So I'm going to get cutting that out now. So I've got base done, trimmed to size. I've got the supports gluing for underneath there. Once those are all glued, I'll probably drill a hole for a dowel. And I'll peg these together just because, let's see if I can get a better lighting for this. I doubt that that'll be a very strong joint. So I'll peg these together. And then the one side that I had glued, I guess needed some extra support too, because the it didn't stick very well to the end grain. So I'm going to sand the glue off of that a bit, try and knock it out of here, which I doubt I'll be able to do. But then this afternoon I shall be finishing up getting that. I'll probably stick 2 screws in there, and same and then on the other side next to the floor there. And I'll get this put up on the back side of that, and it'll be basically done. And folks, here it is. For now, this is what I have done and where it'll stay for a short while. Just because I have not found a good piece of scrap wood to work as the mouse pad. That will go like that, and then swivel out like so, and swivel back in. So I haven't found a piece of wood for that yet. But otherwise, the laptop goes here, the secondary monitor goes here, with the base of that screen being the top of the laptop screen. Storage space, more storage space. I've got, these are pegged down to the board underneath. This part is screwed together and then screwed to the base. These are just fit in with the little grooves that could have been a little bit better, but for working with scrap wood that in this instance was warped, the edges here weren't quite the best. These are about the only parts that I actually had control over, and those glued together relatively well. I probably could have shoved a brace across or something to keep them nice and flush, but those turned out fine. And then the supports on the side there, those were much better quality wood that I was working with. So for working with the scrap that I was, it turned out really nice. And for in the future, what I will end up doing is making some sort of mount that'll probably go underneath here, like a piece of angle iron or something, that will actually allow me to hang it on the wall. This is that cracked piece. And again, there we go. So I glued that back in place and then cut it with the scroll saw and sanded it flush. And again, I may end up still cutting notches in here and over on either this side or this side to allow, well, whichever, to allow for me to stick the cords through. But for now, it's done. When I do updates on it later, I will film those as well and post them up for you guys. But that's it for now. And I believe my next project is either going to be working on a bench or making another one of my Thomas Jefferson style lab desks. So I shall catch you guys all next time.